What is that saying? Birds of a feather flock together. Well, these birds have very similar feathers because Sean Diddy was arrested earlier this year for multiple sex crimes and what is being accused of racketeering and RICO charges. And Donald Trump yesterday was implicated in some of this during the trial. And like I said, this is not unusual for Donald Trump. Donald Trump hangs out with the worst of the worst. He was very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, something that MAGA just cannot fully process, that this is a guy that Donald Trump hung out with a lot. We know what Jeffrey Epstein did. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein would hang out with people who didn't approve of that sort of conduct? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein would hang out with someone who didn't participate in that sort of conduct? I don't know. I'm sober. I'm a recovered alcoholic. And I will tell you, I didn't want to hang out with anyone that didn't drink just like me. And so when you're doing bad stuff, you want to be around people that make you feel like it's normal. Jeffrey Epstein actually disclosed how close a relationship is or was in tapes that were released implicating Trump. It says here, Trump once praised Epstein in a conversation with New York Magazine in 2002, calling him a terrific guy and hinted at his interest in women on the young side. So Trump was aware of it. And he also went on to say his people fight each other. This is Epstein. His people fight each other and then he poisons the well outside, he says. Epstein continued his exposition of Trump's approach to management, saying, so Kellyanne, even though I hired Kellyanne's husband, Kellyanne is just too much of a wild card. And then he tells Bannon, you know, I really want to keep you, but Kellyanne hates you. So I guess the point of why I wanted to show you that is because there's only one way that Jeffrey Epstein would have known how Donald Trump manages his staff is if you're really good friends with the person. So it's not like they were acquaintances, because Jeffrey Epstein knew very well how Donald Trump likes to manage his staff. And there's no way to know that unless you're actually close with the person. Now, this gets on to Sean Combs, who I have footage here where Donald Trump repeatedly called Diddy a, quote, good friend. And when he asked a former person who worked for him, Aubrey O'Day, about what she thought of Diddy, she wouldn't answer. But Donald Trump did. Here's that.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Donald Trump's past comments about Sean Diddy Combs are getting new attention. A clip of the former president praising the hip-hop mogul on a 2012 episode of The Celebrity Apprentice has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's bombshell arrest and indictment on sex trafficking charges. Season 5 contestant Aubrey O'Day touted her time working with Diddy in the 2000s girl group Danity Kane as having prepared her for the business world, prompting Trump to defend the artist and entrepreneur when Aubrey didn't want to discuss the matter further.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
He expects...
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and wife Melania have been photographed with Diddy at multiple high-profile events over the years. Diddy previously complimented Trump in a 2015 interview with the Washington Post amid the politician's first presidential bid, saying at the time, Donald Trump is a friend of mine and he works very hard. Trump has yet to speak out on Diddy's latest legal trouble.
Now, really interestingly, The Onion put this out 8 days ago, where it said Sean Combs asked for a quick trial so he can get to the part where Trump pardons him. And what's really ironic is that just days later, this story came out. Sean Combs' allies are actively working for a Trump pardon. Let me explain. During the presidential transition in the opening months of Trump's second administration, several longtime friends and allies of Combs, who've known the rapper for many years, began reaching out to some transition and administration officials, as well as to others close to the president. Two sources familiar with the matter and another person briefed on it tell Rolling Stone. The sources spoke on the condition of anonymity due to the sensitive nature of blah, blah, blah. Quote, he's willing to do anything to get out of jail, a source who's known Combs for a decade tells Rolling Stone. He's always been this way. He's always going to do what he has to do to get out of situation. He doesn't even like Trump, which is very funny to me. He doesn't even like Trump. I don't think many people like Trump. They just use him as a means to the end. And Donald Trump doesn't realize he's constantly getting played. All right. And so then here is this part of the story where yesterday at the trial where P. Diddy is under trial for many sex crimes, Donald Trump was brought up. One of Donald Trump's New York City hotels was Sean Diddy Combs' favorite. His former assistant has claimed, speaking during the music mogul's ongoing sex trafficking and racketeering trial, David James said he was enlisted to ferry his boss's supplies to hotels all over the globe. And here's the important part. Quote, Trump International, they knew me very well. They gave me a key, he recounted. Said supplies included clothing, a toiletry bag, a medicine bag, food, and drinks. James claimed that Diddy's preferred destination was the Trump International Hotel in New York. He said he would prepare up to 40 skincare items for the former star in the bathroom. James had earlier said that Diddy kept an embarrassing video of him in which he had taken an ecstasy pill, drank vodka, and was dancing to assert control, the rapper said. I'm going to keep this footage in case I need it, according to James. Quote, it was so out of character for me, it would be embarrassing if you released the footage to the public. He added, Trump has previously said, like I said, he loves Diddy and added the pair are good friends. Quite a friend you got there, Donald Trump, someone who is keeping illicit videos of people in order to blackmail them into doing work they don't want to do. Really, really great. And I'm just going to end with this, is that Rosie O'Donnell predicted this in 2000. Rosie O'Donnell, who also called out Donald Trump before anyone else, before he was even a presidential candidate. Here's Rosie O'Donnell showing that she's always been on the right side of history. And I'll see you next time.
A lot of multiple nominees, multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. And he can really sing. Oops! Oh.
Rosie O'Donnell's joke about Diddy nearly 25 years ago hitting a little different in 2024.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Yeah, the viral resurfaced moments just keep coming in the wake of Diddy's racketeering and sex trafficking indictments.
It's ridiculous. It seems like there's something new every day. You know, as I said before, I'm innocent.
That's the rapper and then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez at the 2000 Grammy Awards. Diddy reacting at the time to his arrest stemming from his infamous nightclub shooting.
Want to hear my joke I have? Ready? This is good. See if you like it.
Before Diddy was cleared of those charges, the comedian quipped about his legal troubles with TLC on her 90s talk show.
A lot of multiple nominees, multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. Get it? Like he's going to jail?
Right.
All right.
As for Diddy's ex, J-Lo, fans also dug up her 2015 appearance on The Wendy Williams Show. Her mom, Guadalupe, reacting to a rekindled romance.
I could always see you getting back with Puffy in a little way.
I mean, he's a nice guy and he can really sing.